Hi there. Been quite a busy week this week, but I found some time in my day, or should I say night. So I'm gonna continue coding the multiplayer feature on the Vampire Survivors series that we have. So in the last stream, I managed to get the session working. So I can create sessions now. And give me a moment. Where is my separate window? Because I need a separate window to test player 2 as well. That will be provided by this. So I've got to activate player 2. So once this is done, I've got to configure like different players and how they work, and I think that should allow me to test in greater capacity. So creating a session allows me to join a different room right here, and the session code seems to be wrong though. On the other screen of mine, I'm trying to test. I'm trying to join the session, but it's not working. And it's because of a missing reference exception, it seems. So here I'm creating a session, and the code here isn't working all that well. Object reference not set to an instance. So there is an issue with the leave session script. Something is not being assigned. Which I have no idea what is not being assigned. Set button active. Button is not found. So the multiplayer module of Unity may be a little bit finicky still, because this is get button should be there, right? It's not there. Anyway, it probably is better for me to code my own widgets, because the leave session widget here isn't best. Was it coded by an intern or something? Not the most well done here. So This is the line that's causing the issue. I'm thinking about how to fix this. So there is a null reference, which means the button is not being set. I keep getting a null reference here, man. Maybe it's not the button that's not being set. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's the session not being set. So it's either the button or the session. So we can test both of them to see which one is the culprit. What is this null here? This null here is the button is null. How is the button returning null? Talk about a Caddy design script. I mean the getting the component button, right? So because of this error now, I'm not able to generate a proper code, and because of that, I'm not able to create a proper session. Somewhere along the way, the button is being unset. Perhaps by something else. Because right here is set, but then right here is not set. Or is it a different button? Or I can just close the project, reopen it. That works well. Sometimes that works. Because it wasn't happening when I previously did this. Another alternative is to create my own script. Handle the joining of the sessions. Don't worry about me changing the files. All good. So I'm trying to get the sessions to create properly, which it is not doing right now. So if I get a code here, it just means that this code is not working. What else can be modifying the button? Because I can't see anything else that can be modifying that. Well, there's always ChatGPT, my best friend. And button. Okay. Set button appear. And button. Okay, now reflection. So set button active is being called first. This one is pretty stupid. Why is this still calling? Is it the error that's causing the movement script to break? Because the moment I join, it seems like everything breaks. Or does it not? Does it break? So it seems to run fine, it's just leave session. Doesn't exactly work. It was working the last time, and I'm not sure what's going on now. It's confounding. I hope I don't spend 2 hours just here grappling with what this is. It's trash. Not working. I guess I can try and create a session with player 2 and see if this works. Player 1 clearly is not working. Horrible stuff. I'll start a player 2. One of the cool things about Unity multiplayer is that you can create a new player. So it creates a new window, and in this new window you can do things as a different player and see how this works. I can show you the window. It's on the other screen that I have. So here I have 2 screens, and when I play, I get 2 screens as well. It's really cool. This is damn, it's nice, man. So here I have a player 2 and then player 1. So I'm gonna docking player 2 on the other screen. So I'm having player 2 create a new session and see. I'll see whether I get the same error. It's the same thing. So I can't join the game as well because, well, now the code has an error. It's now reference exception. If I comment this out, does it work? See. I mean, why are you complaining to me about the packages being altered if packages that you provide are buggy? So the code isn't being generated as well, which is very unexpected because it was working the last time. So now it's just deciding not to work. So what is the session code? Let me just print session code. I'll just grab all their code and create my own UI, man. Joining session. Is the session existing? Join session, blah 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 blah. There's code here. Code is not being copied because on session join, it's not working. Maybe it's something to do with why is on session join not working? If I were to create a new show join code, does that work? Talk about Unity multiplayer being buggy as hell. I didn't expect to be debugging Unity's own multiplayer source code right now. I thought they would be doing better than this. That I don't have to code my own components for this, you know, like it was working so well the last time and now it's just not working at all. I'll just place the other component somewhere here and see how this works. Maybe the other one will work, ironically. Can you imagine if this one also worked? But no, it doesn't work. It was working last project, but now session Oh, hi, Tangelo. I missed your message. I'm sorry. When will this feature come out as a tutorial? What's the plan? It's probably gonna be a couple of months at the earliest, because I'm just experimenting with this, and as you can see, there are a bunch of bugs with the Unity multiplayer system. So that I don't have a timeline right now. So usually when I get the feature, it probably takes about a month, and then the writing of the article and everything that is the real killer. That because I've got to recreate the entire process, and I've got to write, document everything, and then like write down the process. That's what really takes very long. So it's gonna be a couple of months. It's hard work. Creating tutorials is a lot more work than what you see. So I would say like 25-30% of the time it's the creating of the feature itself, and then 60% is creating the content. And I still have a video editor helping me to edit the video as well. So if I didn't have that, it would be much worse. I hope you're still around to hear the answer to your question. So sorry I missed the message. My Spotify is really loud. Let me just turn that down and check this out. So at least I can hear any further notifications. Yeah, I kind of got the order wrong, right? Now, where was I? Raging about Unity. Ah, so I can't disable this. It's not my preferred state to end up bug fixing this, such as live. Session playlist, let me disable this. What's going on, man? What's going on? So I joined the session and it's still not working. Can't do it on there. So I can manually call the damn thing myself. That's one way to do it. Show join code. But then they on session join. I guess that's how it must be. So hopefully this works this time. Ah, fantastic, now it works. Little join code here, which Now, this is pretty horrible, you know. Unity's code base is pretty horrible. So perhaps I will spend today coding my own then. What a waste of time. I'll just hook everything onto UI multiplayer menu then. So if I were to replace Unity's codes here, create session. So session is joined. When the session is joined, then something happens. Let me see how the create session script works. Services initialized. Or maybe I should just stick with Unity's infrastructure for now and get the multiplayer section working. Then we can look at recoding the whole thing. Because there is I don't think it makes a lot of sense for me to try recording everything now. I mean, because I wanna get into the meat and potatoes of it, which is the actual multiplayer. And if I can't even get there with the screen, then it's horrible. I mean, we can definitely create an asset that offers a better interface. So now we have 2 players. Now this is working. We've got a little now reference exception here. It's just because of a problem with the code. It's fine. And gotta have a play button as well. So there is a leave session, and then there is a start game. What is the point of all these multiplayer, all these widgets, man? So when the game starts, I will have to also spawn players based on the number of how do I get this? Query the active session directly or subscribe to session events instead of depending on widget callbacks. So I need to grab a session, and let's print out the number of players we have first. For that, I'm gonna create a new script called Multiplayer Manager, and this will be an extension of the Game Manager. So I want to separate it from Game Manager so that, you know, it's an entirely new feature, right? So the Multiplayer Manager will have the very trash multiplayer module from Unity. I'll just copy the whole thing here first. I'll call this the multiplayer. No, it's fine. Multiplayer manager is fine. Session manager. What do I have to import? Session. iSession provider. Why don't I have that? Unity multiplayer widgets. Where is the session being gotten? Widget behavior. Cannot navigate the symbol under caret. I don't want an ebook, man. Is there a session manager is inaccessible due to its protection level? Maybe I can refer to something else. I mean, we have all the network manager and all that stuff. Perhaps that can work. I mean, the network manager should be able to give me something. Yeah, let me disable multiplayer canvas. Sorry, disabled the wrong thing here. So disable the session UI. Let's test here. So this creates server. And my network manager, where is he? Right here. And then there is the session manager as well. This guy. There's a widget event manager. Cannot edit the network config when the host is running, whatever. So the session manager is right here. Let's see what is protected. Session manager is Can I just use iSession provider? I don't think they allowed me to do that. iSession. So what do I'll do a M session. Oh no. This is this. So I'll just replace all M sessions with session like this. And this is perfect. This works. Time section provider so no. I multiplayer service. Why this better work, man. Wait for session 18. Hi session. Oh, this is the interface. Is there a play button that I can use that I don't have to create my own script for? So that I don't have to create my own script for this. I mean, there was a guy that was looking at lobby service. Matchmaker, relay, multiplayer. I mean, all this is good. You need to learn multiplayer. Multiplayer center complete. Multiplayer widgets. I mean, hey, I want it to be a different scene though. This is the same scene. So how do I get them in the same scene? iSession providers. So I've got to record it somewhere when I probably have to record it somewhere, right? When the player joins, that probably is the correct way to do it. So this joining session. So I'll need to bind like session join and session left. I mean, like we can use the Unity widgets all we want, but
Welcome back. In this video, we'll take a quick look at multiplayer. prototype the ability to create sessions, join sessions, as well as exit sessions. So here I am, I'm just in the default sample scene that is included whenever you create your brand new Unity project. I've got nothing else in here, I just have the main camera, directional light, and global volume. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and right-click in Hierarchy, scroll down to Multiplayer Widgets, highlight Create, and then select Create Session. Here you can see that we've created a canvas that also has a UI element created for us. It is the Create Session via a session name, and we've also created a Network Manager game object just by adding this Create Session multiplayer widget. Now remember, the Network Manager game object requires two components, the Network Manager component itself, as well as the Unity Transport component. We also need to define a player prefab here in the Network Manager, so I'll take a moment to do that now. I'm just going to use the player prefab that is included in the NGO minimal setup directory that we created in a previous video. I'll just drag and drop that into the default player prefab in the Network Manager. And now let's go ahead and kind of clean up our UI a little bit. So I'll jump back to the scene, go into ortho mode here, and zoom out until I can find the UI. Here we go. And then on the back side of it, let's go and flip that around. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and just move the create session up into the upper left-hand corner. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and jump back to hierarchy, and let's create a list that we can browse to view active sessions. So again, right-click, highlight the multiplayer widgets, highlight join and leave, and then select session list. Perfect. I'll go ahead and move this over to the right-hand corner. And finally, I would like to have the ability to leave a session as well. So you guessed it, right-click, multiplayer widgets, join and leave session. We'll go ahead and leave session, and we'll go ahead and put it in the bottom right-hand corner below join. There we go. Now that I have this beautifully crafted user interface, let's go ahead and give this a quick test. Now remember, I'm using multiplayer play mode, so we'll give our scene a save, bring in player 2, and you can see that player 2 can see the exact same information, and we'll go ahead and enter play mode. Perfect. Now, in the main editor, I'll go ahead and create a session, so I'll name this Pro Training. And before I actually click create, let's go ahead and refresh the session list, and we can see that there's nothing there. So I'll go ahead and create my Pro Training session, refresh our session list once more. I can see it here, and I've also created a player from the Network Manager, so I can move around and interact with my scene. Now let's jump over to the player 2 editor. There we go.
So we gotta store.
Because, well, I'm not in a session, so I could create another session if I
Well,
wanted to.
store the information in the player prefab.
Justin is awesome. I'll create the session and refresh my list. So here we can see that I have two sessions. Justin is awesome and Pro Training. You'll notice that I also have a blue cube in player 2 scene, and that is because I'm the only person in here. So player 2, if they were to join, would be red. So I'll go ahead and leave this session. I'll refresh my list once more. We can see that Justin is awesome has been spun down. There's no active session anymore, but Pro Training is still active. I'll click on Pro Training and then click join. Perfect. And now you can see the blue cube that is player 1, and now I am the red cube represented by player 2. Now this is a very quick and dirty example, but it should give you an idea of how quickly you can put together multiplayer ideas and just rapidly prototype with the multiplayer widgets. Now everything that we covered in this video and the previous videos is really just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to multiplayer creation with Unity. Because of that, I highly encourage you to check out the documentation for netcode for game objects, as well as netcode for entities, as well as digging through the multiplayer center some more. And
I mean, this is really basic. I'm not sure. Let's move to the next one. Basic NGO setup.
we'll take a look at very basic multiplayer setup using NGO, otherwise known as netcode for game objects. Alright, so in the previous video, we walked through the Multiplayer Center, we described a multiplayer platformer game that we would like to build, and the Multiplayer Center then recommended and installed various netcode and multiplayer packages for us to use in our project. So if we take a look around, we can see that we have a quick start tab on the other side of our recommendation tab that we built out in the previous video, and here we can sift through various options. So we have netcode and tools, where we can look at netcode for game objects, multiplayer play mode, and things of that nature, and we have links to documentation and resources. And you can see that we have that for netcode and tools, connecting players, and hosting. Let's, for right now, just focus on netcode and tools, and then, under the netcode for game objects part, let's click the create an open scene with netcode setup. Excellent. So let's move the Multiplayer Center window out of the way here and take a look at what has happened in Unity. So you'll notice that we're no longer in the default scene. We're in a new scene called NGO Setup, and that is included in a new directory in our assets folder called NGO_minimal_setup. Now, the NGO Setup scene itself is very straightforward. We have some basic UI where we can start a host or start a client, and then we also have a Network Manager game object. Let's take a quick look at the Network Manager game object. You'll notice in the inspector that there are two components that we need to worry about. The Network Manager, which will kind of describe the behavior of the network of our game as it's running, as well as the Unity Transport component. Now, the Unity Transport component will simply define all of the technical details that are needed to actually connect players to each other. So in this case, we need to define a protocol type, so that's either Unity Transport or Relay Unity Transport. And then we can define things like packet size, packet queue size, the IP address we need to connect to, as well as the port. You'll notice that for this example, we're simply running with localhost just to get up and running very quickly. Moving our attention back to the Network Manager, you'll notice that there are a few things that we can define here. So we can set up things like the network topology. So right now we have client server. We could select distributed authority if we wanted to. We can use the default player plugged into. But if we click, and we can use after we click the so.
This isn't what I want. Maybe the prefab setup would be relevant, but this I've watched this video. I don't think this covers that.
Welcome to this Unity.
Because this covers like the project setup itself, which is not what I need. So I can, I guess, browse the multiplayer center to see any other session building block helps you integrate sessions into your project to connect players. Building block can serve as starting point for your multiplayer projects or as quick integration of sessions. through development. What's this? So this one's pretty nice. I think it's an improvement over the default stuff. Starter assets, third party. Man, I think this multiplayer module is quite a disaster. But maybe I'm wrong. I do need a way to access session data. Don't think that they planned it very well. Multiplayer session. So I have to save the data somewhere, don't I? I'll save it here. I'll save it on the network manager. So then when I transition between scenes, you know, there is still data. Join session. When I join the session, I do want to get information about the session itself. So this does have to update. I think with the join and leave session, I can do a lot of stuff. I can record the player information from here, right? So I session. So let me just print out whatever is here to see what I can glean off this I session. I guess we're getting somewhere. The session info is the most important thing. It's no problem. No problem at all. So now this is not updating. Create session. Missing. Oh. Display, join UI. Display, join UI. Where is it? Display, join UI. So I've got I have one for leaving that displays that. Let's see. So the session left doesn't require this. I mixed up the logic here. Should be the other way around. The join UI will display the session UI and vice versa. There we go. So when the player joins, I can extract information from the session handler itself, and I will have to look at the interface to see what I have, what is available to me. So this is probably how I have to extract the data. So there is the bunch of players that I can read from as well. So then whenever someone joins and someone leaves, I can send the session info to the multiplayer manager. So the multiplayer manager can grab the session from here actually. iSession. What's it called again? iSession info. Is that what it's called? iSession. Click for it, register. So with the session registration, I can get things like players, among other things. Players, available slots, play count, read-only player. What is read-only player? Read-only player, bunch of things as well, like session. Well, for starters, I can just print out the number of players. Can I set max players for the session? How can I set it? So the multiplayer widgets can't allow me to control like how many players I want, for example. And they're just there for what? For show. I mean, this script is really horrible. Horrible. What it is? Enter session base.
Spotify Premium is the best way to upgrade your listening experience.
Why don't I just extend enter session base here?
Order, download them offline in high quality, and listen to them ad-free.
Can I do that?
Your ears deserve.
Enter session base. Oh shit, man. So I guess I gotta park it under the namespace. Maybe. Can I do it if I park it? Yes. I thought I parked it. So I can't use enter session base as well. Why is it that I add yeah. So I can't change anything there. Goodness, so horribly designed. So I gotta use their widgets. But then at the same time, so I gotta use their widgets, and at the same time I can't extend the widgets. I can't do the same for widget behavior as well, I assume. Alright, it's fine. I'll work within the constraints for now. No wonder they released a new asset for this, because their original multiplayer stuff is just horrible, man. It's just awfully cold. I mean, Unity is a good engine, don't get me wrong. But I mean, who coded this multiplayer module? This is just really badly done. It's just rushed. It's so rushed. It's all over the place. It's pretty unintuitive as well. Laggy as hell. The linkages keep on going missing. I mean, how many times do I have to link this? Oh, sorry. This should be there. My bad. This is my bad. So anytime someone joins a session, maybe when the session is created, we will just register the session. And anytime someone static multiplayer So for now, I'll just have the multiplayer manager handle the session, and I'm just gonna print number of players in the session every time. Let's player count. To see whether, at this point I'm just experimenting first. Get player in session get player So when someone joins, I will register the session. Whenever someone joins, I will count how many players are in the session. It should be the same session, so shouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna add the multiplayer manager here. So session is registered, and then when someone joins, it will show how many players there are. So I should really also print the player count. So this is just to test whether the session itself gets updated, so that I don't have to keep updating the session itself. So I joined the session is registered. And I'll have the other player also join. Unfortunately for the other player, it seems like the UI isn't showing the other one. That may be because, why is that? Can we just pause and hold? See whether, so there's a join session here. Total players. So I need to see the total players change. I'll create a test session. Here it says join session. And then this will be T. I mean, on the other window, I'm also testing this player 2 window, which you are not seeing. But now the other player has joined. And there isn't a message that says that's so now the join session by code isn't working, huh? It's not working for player 2. I'll just close player 2 and maybe reopening is needed. So now the player 2 window is back on my other screen, and I'm checking to see whether it's able to CHP9GT. Like when it joins, the UI isn't updating for the other player. I mean, he successfully joins and nothing happens. Nothing happens. And here I have a thing here that I mean the join code, join session by code, register session. Oh, hold on. Join session by code. I mean, this is clearly firing somehow, but not sure. Not sure what's going on in the head of the guy who created the team that created this. Just baffles me what they're thinking. Show session code. So I want to turn this off. I want to turn this off. And then the session code should not be showing up. Yeah, there we go. It's not showing it. So it's actually this one that updates the join code. So we know that this is running, but then it doesn't print the multiplayer manager's get player count. Get player count. Sorry. Total players. So the message says total players. This one is not coming up, even though my function here is supposed to be running. I guess I can also grab from the multiplayer menu itself, print session players. I guess this works as well, and it's probably a more reliable. Oh, I mean, it could be that the session is not. I mean, it wholly could be that the session is just not. So this one works. QL WNPD. So the other one joins now. And my console says session players equals 1. And for join session by code itself, right? The join session is just not firing. This baffles me what's going on here. I mean, hey, like I've got a. So player 2 is not showing the session UI. So let me show you what I mean. Because when I join a game, player 2 is not showing the session UI. ISS. I am grappling with. Well, this is the multiplayer extension for the game engine that I work with, and it's so badly coded. It's really badly coded. I mean, they probably hired monkeys to code this. I would have done a better job. Just one man show, I would have done a better job than they have. I'm having trouble understanding how like the player 2 side just doesn't work. Player 1 side works fine, player 2, I mean, so here, so when I join, my UI doesn't update to the UI, and it should be updating. 100% it should be updating. So I'm getting something, either I'm getting something wrong or this is just not very well done. I think it's the former. So one thing I can do is to add something to the button. I can get it to show the multiplayer. I can get it to show the session UI. And we can see what is actually going wrong here. Why is my message not showing now? So the register session just doesn't work. Because right here I have a register session. Session register. Not working. Create session okay, it's not firing the join session. Then are they firing each other's buttons? I'm clicking on create session. And this is firing the join session by callbacks. This is incredible, man. Like, this is so beyond words. So the button is click on create session. Right. So I should only populate one set. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I'll just put everything here then. So that means I can remove this and just dump everything into join session by code. So that way, when I create a session, I think this still works. Alright, that's great. If I even if I remove this, let me see if the player 2 side still works. So I've kind of figured this out, I think. Join session back home. Now my sessions are registering, and it prints total players, prints somewhere else something is printing session players as well. So the session isn't registered here, but so here session registered prints. It doesn't make sense that my screen is working, right? But it's not printing any of the messages right here. The buttons have no more action, but now player 2 is only I mean, if I off everything, right, then it's gonna work, right? So it must be the join session. Can't believe I spent 2 hours fixing this crap. I mean, which idiot designed this? Okay, so one. Second screen shows 4, 1, 2, 3. I don't think this is the case, but sometimes GPT can come up with and pull things out of its ass. You know what I mean? So, I guess we'll have to do something about it. WQ69 LC. Oh, now it works actually. Now it works. So testing appears for both. So it appears that E2 false without uh, Oh, there we go. And on layer 2, let's see what the stack trace is. Stack trace. So pause session. Six FKPJ. So that means that layer 2 is it buggy? I want to see what people are saying. No, I'm not making multiplayer like League of Legends Swarm mode. I'm making multiplayer like I haven't played League of Legends Swarm mode, but Vampire Survivors is multiplayer module as well, and that's what I'm looking to recreate. And I'm struggling with Unity's very buggy multiplayer. So right now it's delivering 2 different events. I do something. Thank you so much. It's very good motivation because I am this close from flipping out because the multiplayer module in Unity 6 is there's barely any documentation. It's really hard to use, man, and I think it's badly coded. It's just buggy. But I may be wrong, but I think it's really buggy. Like the code is gated, and then you cannot interface with the code that they have, and then you have to use their UI. And I know I'm just complaining, but only thing I can say is at a very early stage and leaves much more to be desired. Like ChatGPT is telling me things that doesn't work, you know, like can I grab this? Let's see if I grab this. I don't think I can, you know, like everything is blocked. I can't even grab a variable from the Unity. Look at that. So then how do I grab this? How do I grab the from the multiplayer service? I can grab the instance, right? Like, what can I do with the instance? Right here. So this is the multiplayer service. Maybe the core multiplayer service works. Okay, I'll just drop this one. Yeah, that's good. Maybe how do I populate in all five? Network variable. Oh, what do you use network variable? So that means if I can register the session, then I can do a network variable. It's using Unity network. this value. Maybe there are some parts. I think the network variable part is quite interesting. Let's see if this works out. Sharing data across two different machines. ENLTM. Yeah. It is. I think it could be much better design, but I haven't touched Unity netcode in a long time, and I worked with netcode in Unity 5 and it was so much easier to use, believe it or not. Like this one is I have the same problem with Unity's input manager because I'm sorry, the new input system, because it's just unnecessarily complicated. You know, it could have been really simple, but then they just had to add a whole bunch of unnecessary features and a whole bunch of it's just very complicated ways of doing things, and they kind of are doing the same with the netcode now. So perhaps the leadership has changed in Unity. I don't know what's going on there, but something has changed that like the coders who made the original Unity, which I mean the original Unity is so easy to use, right? I mean the core system is so easy to use, and over the years it's not. It's just gotten more and more complicated. This get player count is not firing. So my solution to this is to actually
Want to spice up your listening?
print it here.
Smart Shuffle can weave
Yeah.
in song recommendations for your playlists when you join Spotify Premium, or start a jam where you can invite your friends to create and add to shared playlists, all with unlimited skips and repeats. Tap the banner to learn more.
Let's see if this works. So then we don't have to print the get player count inside. Once this works, I'm done, man. I'm done for the day. I spent 2 hours staring at the same screen, grappling with the same piece of code, trying to understand why Unity ran a certain way. I could have been playing games for these 2 hours. I kind of wanted to, but wouldn't be a very good use of time. Would enjoy much more grappling with Unity's can of worms netcode. Oh, now there's an error. Now I have null reference object. Now, so we've got to check this one then. If there's no session, then don't do anything. Otherwise, if there is, then we do something about it. So if this is now, not now, sorry. Maybe I'll stream again tomorrow. I'll find some time. Sometime during the week, like some night. Just gotta figure this out. Sure, it's not that difficult to do. Hopefully the core Unity netcode is strong, and it's just, and the issue is just It's just the periphery that is problematic. GK87 kg. Let's hope it runs. Oh no. Now it just didn't run. So if I remove this code, it runs, doesn't it? I mean, I can't even get the session transfer over, then what else can I do? Am I supposed to replicate the other variables over instead? That's another way to do things, I guess. I mean, the examples that Unity's website is giving is quite sloppy, to say the least. So you know what? I'm done for today. I will come back and tackle this on a different day. There's some admin I have to do. It's 1 a.m. here, and I'll come back and grapple with this some other day. I'm sure there's more to be found. Thank you for joining the stream if you have. I'll see you all next